Peace be with you, my dear students. Hope you all are fine. Now, our chapter number 1 is going on, characteristics and evolution of computer. Yesterday, we read about early computing devices, generation of computers, the example of first generation of computer. And today, we will read about limitations of first generation computers. What are the limitations of first generation computers? Okay, now let's start. Point number 1. Their operating speed was quite slow. Their operating speed was quite slow. They process very slow. Why they process very slow? Because of their large size, because of their extra power consuming capacity, they operate slowly. Point number 2, their power consumption was very high. क्योंकि उनका साइज बहुत बड़ा होता है तो इसलिए उनको ज्यादा पावर कंज्यूम करनी होती है. They required large space for installation. उसको इंस्टॉल करने के लिए, उसको उस फर्स्ट जनरेशन कंप्यूटर को कमरे में सेट करने के लिए बहुत ज्यादा स्पेस रिक्वायर होती है. They could only solve one problem at a time. They will only solve one problem at a time, not 2, 3 or 4 problems at a time. They were hugely expensive to build because of their large size, their large power consumption. It is very expensive to build. The first generation computers was very expensive at that time. Okay, now we start second generation computers. It starts from 1951 and till 1964. In second generation computers, what we use transistors. They used transistors. They were smaller, faster, cheaper and more efficient than the first generation computers. Let's see students, जब एक चीज न्यू डेवलप होती है तो वो एट दैट टाइम बहुत अच्छी होती है, एट दैट टाइम वो बहुत फेमस हो जाती है. बट जब उसका न्यू वर्जन इन्वेंट होता है तो वो न्यू वर्जन उससे बेटर होता है. उसकी क्वालिटीज, उसके फीचर्स प्रीवियस वर्जन से बहुत ज्यादा बेटर होते हैं. तो फर्स्ट जनरेशन कंप्यूटर क्या था? लार्जर था, स्लो था, एक्सपेंसिव था. तो सेकेंड जनरेशन कंप्यूटर इन्वेंट हुआ वो क्या है? स्मॉलर, faster, cheaper and more efficient than the first generation computers. They contained all the components that we associate with modern day computers: printer, storage capacity, disk storage, operating system, etc. In second generation computer हम वो सब components अपने कंप्यूटर में देख सकते थे जो हम मॉडर्न डे कंप्यूटर्स में देख रहे हैं, लाइक प्रिंटर, स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी, इंफॉर्मेशन को, डाटा को स्टोर करना, डिस्क स्टोरेज एंड ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम क्या है? एक इंटरफेस है यूजर और कंप्यूटर के दरमियान. कंप्यूटर पर वर्क करने के लिए सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है? ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. विदाउट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम कंप्यूटर इज ऑफ नो यूज. The programming languages COBOL and Fortran came into use at this time. Programming languages जो हम at the higher level प्रोग्राम करने के लिए यूज करते थे कंप्यूटर में at that time, वो कौन कौन सी थी? COBOL and Fortran. अब तो in nowadays many languages were invented. अब तो बहुत ज्यादा languages invent हो चुके हैं जिनको यूज करके प्रोग्रामिंग या कोडिंग लोग परफॉर्म करते हैं अपने टास्क को कंप्लीट करने के लिए. ओके, नाउ विल रीड थर्ड जनरेशन. थर्ड जनरेशन कंप्यूटर्स start in 1964 to 1970. They used integrated circuits, ICs, popularly known as chips, for the first time. For the very first time, chips were introduced in the third generation computers. आप सबको पता होगा कि चिप्स क्या होती है. चिप्स वो स्मॉल प्रोसेसर होता है जो हम सीपीयू में इंस्टॉल करते हैं, सीपीयू में लगाते हैं, जो हमारी हेल्प करता है प्रोसेस करने में, डेटा को स्टोर करने में. They were smaller in size as compared to the second generation computers. So the third generation computers are smaller in size than the second generation computers. First generation computers are of very big size, and now then second generation computers are smaller than the first generation computers, and now the third generation computers are much smaller than the second generation computers. They used an operating system that allowed them to run different programs at the same time. Third generation computer has that operating system. Third generation computer में वो operating system है जो users को allow करता है कि वो different programs को run कर सकें at the same time. First generation computer में क्या था, वो एक ही problem को solve करता था at a time. So in this computer we can run different programs, we can do different work at the same time. These computers used a keyboard to input data and monitor to display the output. In third generation computers, the parts of computers, that is keyboard and monitor, is invented. Keyboard is used to input the data and monitor is used to display the output. They were much cheaper than second generation computers. First generation computers are very expensive, and then second generation computers are cheaper than the first generation computers, and now third generation computers are much cheaper than the first generation and second generation computers. Okay, the next is fourth generation computers. 1971 till present. Till present, now in this year, in this technology, we are still using the fourth generation computers. They use microprocessors, a type of very large integrated circuits which contain all the components of CPU on a single chip. What they contain? Very large integrated circuits. What is the purpose of very large integrated circuits? They can contain different components, all the components on a single chip. They have much greater computing power and storage capacity than the earlier ones. So the fourth generation computers are the latest computers, and they have the much consuming power and computing power, and they have larger storage capacity than the previous computers. Like first generation computers have no storage capacity, second generation computers have less storage capacity, and then third generation computers have much storage capacity than the second generation computer, and now the fourth generation computers have much storage than the previous computers, like third generation computer, second generation computers, and first generation computers. They can be linked together to share storage capacity, space, data, etc. Now the question is, how the computers linked together? Computers linked together with the networking. With the help of networking. With the help of networking, computers can connect to each other. What is the purpose to connect the computers? To share the capacity, to share the storage, to share the space, to share the data. For any purpose, you can join the computers together with the help of networking. Okay, now fifth generation computers, 1989 till future. Who will tell me about the fifth generation computers? Let me know in the chat box. Okay, artificial intelligence is included in the fifth generation computers. The fifth generation computers are referred to as supercomputers. Supercomputers have high storage capacities, high speeds, and the ability to carry out highly sophisticated operations. They are very efficient and they have the high storage capacity and they can carry out operations efficiently and in no time. Fifth generation computing also involves artificial intelligence. What is meant by artificial intelligence? The robots were made and introduced in the fifth generation computers. In today's world, the concept of robotics is much popular and much famous. In universities, in the restaurants in out of country, there they use robots to serve the people, to serve the food, to take the order from the people. Okay, here let's recap the generations of computers. Summarize the generations of computers. First generation of computer 1940 to 58. Main components vacuum tube. We use vacuum tube in first generation computers. And what are the characteristics? They are large in size and comparatively small storage and slow speed. They consume high power consumption. Large installation area is required and difficult to program because they are larger in size and they consume much power and they have slow storage, small storage. And the examples of first generation computers are EDSEC and EDVEC. Second generation computers 1959 to 64. What are the main components? They use transistors. And what are the characteristics? They are smaller, faster, and cheaper than the first generation computers and contained all the components of modern day computers. What are the components they contain? Printer, storage capacity, and operating systems. And what are the programming languages that we use in the second generation computer? COBOL and Fortran. And what are the examples of second generation computers? IBM 1401 and RCA 501. The third generation computer 1964 to 1970. Main components. What are the main components? They use ICs, integrated circuits, chips. What are the characteristics? They are smaller in size, increased storage capacity, different programs could be run together. And what are the examples? IBM 360 series and 370 series. Fourth generation computers 1971 till present. Till now we are using fourth generation computers. Microprocessors, great computing power, great storage capacity, use better storage devices that cost less, can be linked together or networked. And what are the examples? Modern day PCs, laptop, palm top. And the fifth generation computers are 1989 to future. Right now we are using fifth generation computers. Main component artificial intelligence. And what are the characteristics? Very high speed and storage capacity, ability to carry out sophisticated operations, might overcome the lack of thinking power. Now the scientists and the inventors are working on the thinking power, like robots can take decisions by themselves. And what are the examples? Cray CS300 series. So what are the characteristics of computers? Speed, accuracy, high storage, diligence, and versatility. So we will discuss one by one the characteristics of computers. Okay, now first we'll discuss speed and accuracy. A computer can perform complex mathematical and statistical calculations at a very high speed. Computer speed is very high. They work very efficient and they can calculate the results and statistical problems at a very high speed as compared to the human beings. Accuracy. A computer is very accurate if the data and the set of instructions entered in the computer are correct, then the result produced will be accurate. अगर हम कंप्यूटर को करेक्ट डाटा प्रोवाइड करेंगे, करेक्ट इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करेंगे, तो वो क्या करेगा, रिजल्ट करेक्ट प्रोड्यूस करेगा. अगर हम उसको इंफॉर्मेशन रॉन्ग प्रोवाइड करेंगे, रॉन्ग डाटा प्रोवाइड करेंगे, तो वो क्या करेगा, आपको रिजल्ट भी रॉन्ग प्रोवाइड करेगा. ह्यूमन से मिस्टेक हो सकती है लेकिन कंप्यूटर से मिस्टेक नहीं हो सकती. हाई स्टोरेज. A computer has a very high storage capacity. It can store a large amount of information in a very small space. The information can be recovered instantly and correctly whenever desired. ह्यूमंस के लिए लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन को रिमेम्बर करना, स्टोर करना अपने माइंड में डिफिकल्ट होता है. दे मे फॉरगेट द डेटा, दे मे फॉरगेट द इंफॉर्मेशन, but students have high storage capacity. They can store a large amount of data in a very small space, and whenever you need the data you can take from the computer. Intelligence. Being a machine, a computer does not suffer from boredom or lack of concentration and continues to work with the same accuracy till power is supplied to it. Human beings may get bored by doing the same work again and again, but computer did not get bored or lack of concentration, and lack of concentration is not needed in the computer. If human being did not get concentration from other people or from the students, they will get bored. Computer can work with the same accuracy, with the same energy, with the same power till the power is supplied to it, until the computer is on. And versatility. Okay, the next is versatility. It is the ability to perform different types of jobs. A computer can perform different types of jobs efficiently. It can work with different types of data like pictures, audio, and video. Computer have the capacity, computer have the ability to work with the different types of files and different types of data like picture data, audio data, and video data. Computer is a very smart machine and it works very efficiently. You can do anything on the computer. You can make projects with the help of computer. You can take study material help from the computer, and you can save your files, save your data on the computer. So what are the limitations? Today's computers lack the ability to make decisions. Computer cannot take decisions. कंप्यूटर डिसीजन नहीं ले सकता. जो काम हम उसको कहेंगे उसने सिर्फ वही परफॉर्म करना है, उसने सिर्फ वही काम करना है. अगर हमने उसको हाफ डाटा प्रोवाइड किया है, हाफ इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड की है, तो वो खुद से नेक्स्ट इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं ले सकता. हमें उसको नेक्स्ट इंफॉर्मेशन भी हम उसको प्रोवाइड करेंगे. They need to be told what to do at each and every step. In an unexpected situation, a computer will either produce incorrect results or will not complete the task. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि अगर हम कंप्यूटर को पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड नहीं करेंगे तो या तो वो रिजल्ट गलत प्रोड्यूस करेगा और या फिर वो टास्क को कंप्लीट नहीं करेगा. कंप्यूटर में ये लैकिंग एबिलिटी है कि वो डिसीजन खुद नहीं ले सकता. हमें हर स्टेप में इसको बताना पड़ता है कि नेक्स्ट आपने ये करना है एंड नेक्स्ट आपने ये काम करना है. Computing that involves artificial intelligence refers to expert systems. An expert system is a computer system that has decision-making ability like humans. A robot is an example of an expert system. In the fifth generation computers in the field of artificial intelligence, expert system is introduced. Expert system means the system has the ability to take their own decisions like humans do this. So robot is the best example of an expert system. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining the class. And if you have any confusion, any question regarding this lecture, you can let me know in the chat box. Thank you very much.